Hi, welcome back to another episode of Jillin Off. Are we jilling off right now? No, our fingers are right here in front of you, the YouTube viewers. They're right in front of Paul. I'm waving at Paul, and I'm waving at my friend and yours.
Jen Murphy.
Guys, it's Jen Murphy.
I had to think for a second.
If you're gonna, if
Is
you're
it
gonna,
me?
if you wave like this, it'd be like really creepy.
I
You're
know.
Like, hey, can you tell I jill off?
Super creepy.
I'm only moving like one finger on my wave, just so you guys know if you're listening. I just creeped out Paul. Paul's a Gemini Cancer cusp, so it's if he's feeling cancerish one day, you know it's easy to creep him out.
Is it easy to creep out Cancer or Gemini people?
I think it's harder to creep out Geminis. I think it's easier to creep out Cancers. And
How
you're on the
much
cusp.
research have you done on this topic?
Well, because this guy that I'm currently who I've gone on my second date with now is a Gemini.
Oh.
So I totally looked up our compatibility, Paul, if this isn't too creepy for you. So apparently we make a very good match, a Gemini Sagittarius. A Sagittarius, okay, we both need certain types of freedom. We're both into freedom. A Sagittarius needs physical freedom, but a Gemini needs mental freedom. They need freedom of thought.
All my girlfriends have been Sagittarius.
Oh, see?
Isn't it?
Dude, it does all add up. If you just go back and you look in like into your past with dating, you can see a trend. Like you could see patterns in your dating behavior and who you date. And when you look it up on astrology, you're like, wow.
Wait,
kinda
you're
adds up.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, and I'm actually an
So-
excellent match for you. So all of us are good
Isn't
matches.
it that it's like 6 months apart?
Mm,
Is like who you match with?
no, it's elements. So like air and fire are good together. Fire and fire, air and air. And then the water and earth people, they go well together. Water, water, earth, earth, and water, earth.
I'm confused.
But yeah, once every 3 months, you're going to get a different element. But yeah.
All of your girlfriends have been Sagittarius? That's weird.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
And all the girls that I date have been Sagittarius too.
When you say all, how big of a number is that?
6 girlfriends and maybe like 4 other people I've dated.
That's
Oh.
so
All
funny.
Sagittarius. And no other signs. No other signs.
That is weird.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I've never really followed signs.
I was super into it when I was a teenager. And then obviously as an adult, I kind of let a lot of it go. You know, I dated a bunch of Scorpios. And, but now I can't help it. Like if I'm just like, you know, sometimes you're going down rabbit holes on the internet and maybe you need to get off the other shit that you're looking up on the internet. You're like, I'm just going to take a little road down astrology lane. Actually, it's because I went to a yoga class last week. And then my teacher was talking about some website called Mystic Mama. And she's like, look up Mystic Mama. There's a whole bunch of crazy things going on energy-wise right now. And she's like, all this stuff is happening. And it's the summer solstice on Friday. So, and anyways, but you read about this. But apparently there was a lot of energy in the universe last week.
When you were younger and you would still get physical newspapers, did you used to read the horoscope of the guy that you were obsessed with every single day?
Fuck yeah, you know it. I'm reading my horoscope and I'm reading the horoscope of the dude I have a crush on for
I
sure.
used to love reading the horoscopes in the paper.
Me too.
It was so fun.
Right?
Total obsession.
It gives you like a little, I don't know, a little suggestion or a little hint as to what might or might not happen. But it was always kind of cute to read. And if it was something positive, you went with that positivity. You were like, yeah, I am going to have a good day today, or I am going to come into money today. Do you know, it was almost nicer to believe it than not to believe it.
I think it's also more fun to read it at night and then see if
Yes.
anything did happen that was,
It's so true.
you know.
Everything in hindsight.
Have
Like,
you
look
ever
at-
been completely obsessed with somebody, like full blown takeover?
Not since I was younger. I definitely had some crushes where I fell way too fast.
If I think about it now, looking back, it's so creepy
Um,
to like be thinking about if that was you, if somebody was doing that to me, it sounds so creepy.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like obsessed with every move they make.
well, at least when we had obsessions in our 20s, it was like pre-social media.
Yeah, thank God.
We didn't have a place to be that public about it, so that's good.
I
Because
would've
I can
lost
think
my
of two
mind.
guys I fell for so hard and so fast, and then nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
I mean, then like nothing happened. Like it was like, nope.
Was it somebody you actually hooked up with, or just someone you were?
I think I already told one story about like going to New York for that guy.
Oh yeah.
And then like that meltdown. But there was another guy that I met, and I met him on a Valentine's Day of all days to meet somebody, and it was just he was out with a guy who had dated my friend, who my friend really had kind of a bit of a tumultuous relationship with him where she liked him a lot, but he was a bit of a dick. And so then when we happened to run into him, she's like, oh my God, it's that guy. And then I just started talking to his friend, but then me and his friend hit it off so fast. And then we went to El Compadre and yeah, anyways. And then
Flaming margaritas. Home of the flaming margaritas.
I love the flaming margaritas. And then, yeah, that guy I fell for so fast. But what I didn't really know is that he just was coming out of a marriage. And I was only like 25 or 26. So, like, for somebody to already be divorced was still, like, I think he felt a little embarrassed. And he's quite young to get divorced. He was only like a year older than me.
Yeah, that is pretty young.
Yeah. So I think he was a little scared of women or scared to get hurt again. But the first week we hung out and it was like everything happened so fast and it was intense. So we were like bonding. I think we might have accidentally said I love you. It was just like that.
In a week?
Yeah.
Ooh. Was that after El Compadre? Because those margaritas are pretty strong.
They are really strong. And then by the end of the week, I was definitely obsessed. And then
also, the tone of I love you can mean different things. Because, like, somebody gave me free candy yesterday and I said I love you. So it's like, depending on the context of the situation.
I think that's fair.
I think I threw him off a little bit. Sometimes in my spare time, I do paid audience work. It's where you get paid to clap at game shows and such. And the warm-up guy, they sometimes give you free candy. That's the treat.
And you said I love you.
I get way too excited about free candy.
I mean, it is something to get excited about.
I mean, it was a mini Snickers and a mini Kit Kat. He gave me two.
I already want both of
like,
those.
I love you. And he goes, I love you too. He doesn't, though. He lied.
Cute. I think that maybe we should say I love you more than we do, to be honest. I think maybe that kind of interaction is good.
I like saying it to bartenders.
It should, yeah.
If they give me a drink and I'm like, I love you.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal to say I love you. But for some fucking reason it is.
That's why I said it depends on the context.
Yeah, because it should be all right. And I feel like we've already talked about this on the podcast, but because I'm sure I've asked you, but yeah, have you ever been having sex with somebody, but the sex was so intense
yeah.
that you wanted to say I love you?
Yeah, you asked me that after your
this
cruise.
Yeah.
To the cruise. I was not feeling good yesterday when I did paid audience work, and I had this really awful thought that, like, what if I died doing paid audience work?
Oh, no. Well, you're not going to die, first of all.
Like, Jen Murphy was audience.
She was clapping for Steve Harvey when she fell over.
Why was she there, you ask? Oh, it pays $13 an hour.
Yeah, I know. And Steve was like, white girl down! Oh, no!
Jen was known as one of the best clappers in the business. She's been booked on several shows. And then they just show a montage of me clapping at all different shows.
She never missed, she was never like, oh.
Because you know what happened last week? I went to Big Brother, actually, where your landlord
My
works.
landlord works on Big Brother.
So they were like, guys, come on. It wasn't a very big audience. Oh, there's probably like, I don't know, 80 people, whatever. And I'm clapping. They're like, bigger. And I'm clapping. I'm smiling, all this stuff. So at the end, the audience were, they get little messages in their ears.
Yeah.
They all have those little ear things in.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, girl in the green dress. And that was me. I was wearing your green dress.
Cute. That's a good one.
He goes, and he's listening. He's getting notes from like the producers. He goes, we just want to say that you had the best energy.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And for a second, I was like, I had the best energy of the whole crowd. He's like, yep. And I was like, excited. And then afterwards, I was like, this is so pathetic. This is my accomplishment in life. You're going to see my dumb face on Big Brother like,
I can't wait. I've only been in the studio audience of like Canadian TV shows. So just like me, my girlfriend's going to Marilyn Dennis. I don't know. We always thought it was really funny, but yeah, anyways.
No, I love it. I mean, the work is fine. I always have fun.
Oh, that's so funny.
But there's just something that, like, you ever find yourself having a conversation with somebody and then you have to stop and be like, I cannot believe I'm having this conversation. Because when I was doing paid audience work yesterday, this will be the last thing I say about paid audience. But I'm talking to a few of the other people, and this is what I hear myself saying. Well, this show has good candy, but if you work over at Family Feud, they give you a bag of potato chips on the bread. Like, I'm telling people who has the better snacks. And And I was like, oh my God, this is so pathetic. This is a real conversation I'm having.
You're gonna be able to like start your own Yelp website for like what TV shows are the best to do paid audience for. Where you get the best treats, where you get the most money. I personally do love Steve Harvey. I'm sure I've said it before.
I
got a
love
weakness
Steve
for him. I love
Harvey.
him too.
I have to say though, it's as much as I would love to have a lot more money than I have, there is something about not being wealthy where the excitement of something free is something that people who never have to think about it may not experience. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally it does. Yeah.
Like sometimes the tiniest little thing gets me so excited and I'm
No,
like,
it's fair.
is it pathetic or is it like, well, at least I get excited about small things.
No, I think it's nice.
Dude, I found $10 on the street the other day, and you would have thought it was 1,000. I was so excited.
Oh my God. That reminds me of a really funny Daryl Lennox joke. Do you know who Daryl Lennox is?
I know the name. I don't know him.
Do you know who Daryl Lennox is, Paul? He's a comic from Canada. Well, he lives in Canada. He's actually American. There's like a couple comics that actually are American and like moved to Canada and pursued comedy up there for a long time. Like Dino Archie did that for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But I remember when it did. This is the first paid week I ever got in stand-up comedy, like 20 years ago. And I watched Daryl headline like every single show. But he had this amazing joke where he was talking about his friend, and his friend was mad at Shaquille O'Neal. That's how you know this joke is 20 years old. Shaquille O'Neal is relevant.
Hey, Shaq is still relevant.
I guess he is, right? Just like commentary and stuff on sports, right? Okay, but I'm talking like player.
You mean he
He's
still wore a
playing.
uniform?
Yeah, exactly. Still playing for the Lakers.
His knees hadn't gone out yet.
So yeah, Daryl had this joke where he was talking about his friend, and his friend was bitter. And he's like, I can't take my kid to a basketball game because Shaquille O'Neal makes too much money. And then Daryl's like, the only time anybody ever says too much money is if they're paying it or someone else is getting it. He's like, you're never walking down the street one day, you see $40 on the ground. You don't go, $40? Well, I'm just going to take 20 because 40 is too much.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. There we go, you guys. I'm regurgitating Daryl Lennox classic hits. Right? They still hold up.
Shout out to Daryl Lennox.
Shout out to Daryl Lennox.
I
Very
think we
funny.
also need to remember to give a shout out to Murphy Bed Mike.
Murphy Bed Mike, who's still on my to-do list of men to sleep with.
We don't know if he listens to the podcast, but we do know that we need to get to New Jersey one day and meet him.
Yeah, it would be so easy to sleep with him, right? Because he installs beds for a living. Be like, hey, gotta take this up for a test drive or what, bud? I'm Canadian. We have to call everybody bud when we want to get them into bed.
But
You ready to take this for a whirl, bud? Bud. I really hope he listens.
make it go up and down again.
We also have to give a shout out to the Dudes Brewery.
Dude's Brewery.
Dudes Brewery.
2 weeks in a row. We love the Mexican cerveza so much, we're drinking it again.
We love Los Dudes.
And we decided to wear the same clothes again.
We're gonna hit on dudes after the show just to show how much we love dudes.
We are. We're definitely doing that tonight.
And you know, every time I listen to our podcast, I'm always like, we need to give more shout outs to Andrea Simone, the girl who does our theme song. It's such a good
That's
jam.
a good one. And Christina went to Vegas, so she brought me this lovely flyer. When the fun
When
stops.
the fun stops.
You know, it
In
pertains.
case you were like, when you heard our title a few weeks ago, when the texting stops. Anyways, that's what we.
It's meant to be for gambling, but I feel like it could apply to a lot of other things, probably.
I feel like I needed that pamphlet last night in Vegas. I wanted to keep gambling. I'm like, I'm gonna keep gambling until I win. That's sane, right? That means I'm pretty healthy. The fun needed to stop last night.
Some of these could pertain to our dating lives. Repeated failed attempts to stop or control.
Oh my god!
I'm just taking out the gambling word.
Oh my god! Just take out gambling.
Losing time from work, school, or family.
Oh my god!
Neglecting the care of oneself.
Yeah.
Lying about the amount of time and money you're spending.
Oh, for sure. I'll be straight up. I for sure lost $260. But I got like probably 10 free drinks over the course of that $260.
This one describes my dating life perfectly. Feelings of hopelessness, depression, or...
Oh my god, it's the Jen Murphy story. That's weird. So pick up a pamphlet when the fun stops, or the Jen Murphy story.
That was the name of our podcast after I lost my mind about arcade.
That's right. Oh man.
So significant.
Oh my god. So yeah.
The Jen Murphy story.
Can that be the podcast name? When the Jen Murphy stops. Oh no! When you thought you were gonna die at an audience warm up.
Okay. Paul did say we were the grossest podcast on here, but Paul, how sad would it be if our whole podcast was called "When the Fun Stops" and all we talked about was just sad, sad moments in our life?
I dig it.
You what?
Let's do it.
It seems like depression and sadness is very trendy right now.
It's the spin-off show.
The Jillin up when the fun stops.
We just all end in tears every single episode.
Oh my god.
Paul put something very profound on the internet yesterday. Was it yesterday?
On Facebook.
Did you put it's never too late to start over?
I put that, and then my friend called me and said that his open mic got canceled, like permanently. And I was like, "Oh, I swear that status wasn't about you, bro."
Oh.
Just made it seem like I was like subtweeting him.
Is that what he thought?
I don't know if he really thought that, but he was just like, "Thanks, man. I lost my room."
Aww.
It's never too late to start a new one.
Oh, what room was it? Just so I never ask for a spot again. Don't want to trigger him.
If you want to do a pupusa spot in San Dimas,
I don't even know where San Dimas is. Hi from Canada. Where's San Dimas? It's east, right?
It's
Yeah,
where Raging
it's
Waters
yeah.
is.
yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
that the city
Raging
that Bill
Waters.
and Ted's Excellent Adventure lived in?
Oh my God, I think you're right.
Thanks. That's the kind of information I have.
It was,
Pretty sure
wasn't
it's San
it?
Dimas.
Yeah,
it was.
Bill and Ted's. Welcome to Jen and Christina's excellent podcast. Ooh.
Justin,
Live, not from San Dimas.
Justin Wood texted me because I'm trying to put together a group trip to a water park. And I go, no, I am not
It's going to be full of children.
going with a bunch of adults and carrying a raft around and
No.
standing in line to go in a pee pool.
No, exactly. It's a pee pool. There's going to be lots of kids. I will do the lazy river in Las Vegas again. I'm obsessed with the lazy river. So I had my second date.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, this podcast should be a champagne podcast because I did, in fact, sleep with another man. Thank you, everyone. And guess what? I used a condom, so we're not going to have to edit this episode.
I texted her the day of her second date and I just wrote, please shave. Please.
I did.
For the love of God, please.
But I also shaved it, but then I kind of called it out during the sex. I'm like, sorry, I kind of did a DIY down there. I hope that's working for you, bud.
You did that while he was inside of you?
I mean, not while he was inside of me, but I think like quite soon after the sex, I was like, yeah, I did the old DIY. How'd I do, bud?
I've never done anything but DIY.
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Do
I
you-
thought I did an all right job.
You've been waxed?
Of course.
Oh, I never have. That sounds
Oh
horrifying.
my God. I have like 10 minutes of material on waxing. Remember the first time I ever got a wax? I tweeted, just got my first ever Brazilian wax. What a ripoff. That's cute, right?
I like
But
it. I like it.
But it was $50. They're expensive in Canada. I think they're always $50. They're
This
just
is the
like a
thing
lot.
I don't understand. Okay, so I've only ever just shaved, and it's just I do my leg. I do it very quick. It's just whatever, part of my normal shower.
All right, what if
The
we take
thing I don't
pictures? What if we take
understand-
pictures of our vaginas? All right, we send them to you, Paul, and you guess whose is whose.
Ew! He's gonna know because yours is white and mine's brown. You'd be like, oh, that's what she talks about on stage.
That's true. The first time I ever got a Brazilian wax, I was like, everybody's like, do you feel sexy? And I was like, no, I think I might be part albino. So white. I do. I think I have the whitest vagina of all time. I think I actually might be part albino.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
I know. All Patreon money goes to Brazilian waxes and beer.
You're like, do you like Wonder Bread?
Oh my God.
This is the thing I don't understand about the wax thing, because somebody told me before you get waxed, you have to let it grow out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. So I can just shave all the time and just always have the same. But then people, let's say you have a boyfriend or whatever. So for 2 weeks out of the month, you have to be like kind of a hairy mess just to get waxed and be clean for a week. That's what I don't get.
I mean, it's even worse if you've gone so long without waxing that the waxer has to bust out her scissors before she could ever get around to waxing you. Which she has to take.
That's happened here. That's a person.
Oh, you know that's happened to me. When she's like, well, I'm going to have to give you a trim before I can give you a wax.
She comes in with
it
a
seems like the grow out period's never been a problem for me.
She comes in with a weed whacker.
I know. You think that flat iron joke wrote itself? It sure did.
Oh my God. Have you ever suddenly okay, you can never see the back of your legs, right? This happened to me last week. I
always-
suddenly, all of
yeah.
a sudden, I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I got a spider bite. So I was trying to turn the back of my leg to see it. And there's like black hair. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that I forgot to shave. And then I just imagined people like standing behind me at Starbucks or something, just looking at the black hair on the back of my leg, like, oh.
I totally, especially when you feel like I feel like my thighs don't really grow a lot of hair.
I know, I
But
never.
There's like a backside ones where I was like, oh my God, where there was just like a couple long
Really
hairs on
long.
the back of the thigh.
So
and like, you're
long.
right, dark.
So
and we're
long.
both blonde. I don't know where these dark back of the thigh, hairs come from.
Oh my God, I was horrified.
Yeah. And sometimes they do. You could like miss a strip, then all of a sudden you have like a Mr. T like mohawk up the back of your calf.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's pretty sexual. But yeah, anyways, so my date was good. I went to his house. So this is, I usually don't date men above the poverty line. So it was pretty interesting.
He
to
lived
go.
alone?
Yeah, he lives alone. He has a house.
That's a turn on.
I was like, wow, what kind of adult are you?
Wait, he had a house?
Yeah, he had a house. We're both in shock. This is how you know we hang out with too many comedians. We're like, he had a house, like a thing that you live in?
I've never
Like with no roommates. And like, oh my God.
I've never dated anybody that lived in a house.
Yeah.
I've
he's got a
dated
house.
guys that lived alone, but not in a house.
Yeah, he's got a house. And he, when I got there, he like ran outside to greet me, which really stressed me out because I don't like people watching me park. I'm always like very.
Was he just in the window, like waiting
Yeah.
for you?
Well, no, he came outside. Just like, oh, hey, like park here, park behind this car, and it's okay, block my garage or whatever, because it's kind of in the hills.
There
It
is
was-
something stressful about watching
I
somebody
know.
watching you park.
It seems like even with those cameras where you could see what you're doing in the back of your car, it seems like it's still stressful to park. I'm always like, I think I already talked about this on the podcast too. Sometimes when I get to like Coffee Bean, I actually like open my door and make sure I'm in the lines before I actually turn off the engine.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It is stressful, especially in LA. People will get pissed.
I know. I think it's very well. When you go to Glendale, everybody takes up like 2 spots anyways.
People
They just
leave
like
notes on your car. Like,
park
learn how to park,
diagonally.
bitch.
Oh, totally. Oh, Alicia Wood has really funny little magnetic stickers that you put on cars, and it says "Can't park." And so anytime anybody like parks shitty, you just like leave one of her little magnets on the car that says "Can't park," and I fucking love those. But I don't have any anymore because I've obviously used them all. So here's something really cute that he said on my date. There was a couple cute moments. Okay, so I brought a nice bottle of wine. He cooked me a steak dinner. He put blue cheese on the steak. He made me a twice baked potato, asparagus. He
Oh
was
my
like
God.
a real man of the kitchen, doing a great job. Even when
Twice baked potato.
oh my God, even when some parts where I was like looking at what he was doing, I was like, why? No, why is he getting rid of those juices? You could cook that steak in those juices. But then he put duck fat in the pan, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be delicious. Like he knew what he was doing.
You didn't eat the asparagus, did you?
Ate everything on my plate.
It makes your
Maybe-
vagina smell.
Well, I hope he enjoyed it. At least he had somebody to blame if you weren't.
Oh my
like,
God,
must have been the asparagus.
Twice baked potato sounds so good.
It was. He did such a nice job. And then we go in the living room, and he has like a really nice TV and comfy couches. So I kind of assume that we're gonna like watch something on TV or we're gonna watch a movie or something. And then he's like, "No," he goes, "I want to get to know you." I
Oh.
was like, "I want to talk." And then it was like, "Oh yeah, we shouldn't watch a movie. Like we're still getting to know one another." And so we ended up drinking all the wine. Then we had to like call DoorDash and get more wine, which was good because then we had like
So
a
much
half.
better than Pepsi.
Thank you. Cheers to that. He was like, Coke or Pepsi. I was like, oh, because if it's Pepsi, we're going to have a problem.
I would like to see what that problem is.
Oh my God, me too. I know. When you like walk out of PF Chang's. Good. Then I wouldn't mind paying. Like, oh my God.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Your date.
So anyways, yeah. So at least we had like a little dry period where we just like drank water and waited for the wine to show up. But yeah, it was really good and fun bonding. And then I've been wearing like jeans, and my jeans were getting kind of tight, probably because I ate so much. And like the angle that I was sitting, my stomach was growling. Like, Do you think that tight clothes could make your stomach growl, or was it nerves? Like maybe I was nervous, but my stomach. And he's like, "Was that your stomach?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "No, I'm just so excited that it wasn't mine because I feel like that always happens to me." I'm like, "Oh my god, I swear to God, this never happens to me. I think these jeans are like just cutting into me." And so I did have some pajamas in my car because I knew I was going to go to Vegas the next day. I was like, I'm fucking going to get my pajamas. But then he got into his, so we both had like plaid for like the later part of the night. We both had like plaid pajama pants on, and it was so cute. We were just like bonding. And he did say something. This is a very cool quote from an old Albert Brooks movie that he told me because I like to inquire about like men's dating lives because I know that there's a lot of very hot women in LA, but I always wonder how they behave as girlfriends. Like, are they high maintenance? Are they stressing you out? Is dating like a super hot girl like totally worth it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a 7, I feel like I have the right to ask this question. And he goes, he said something about Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks said, he said, always make sure that you just date a girl that's hot enough to turn you on. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. No, maybe I'm fucking up this quote. It's something like, yeah, you should you need to date a girl that's like, it's just enough to turn you on, but like, don't go higher than that. I think that was the premise of I'm going to look this up
I
because
get
I feel
it.
like I'm fucking it up.
I get it.
Anyways.
Well,
so
you
I think he called me a 7. No, I was kidding. No, I was kidding. No, it was what?
Well, I think, yeah, and maybe he means some guys date women that just to impress their friends.
I think some guys do too.
Like one that they want just outside on their. Yeah.
I think it is a form of validation, like dating a hot girl. And it doesn't really matter about your connection with her or, how much you really have in common with her. It's like, she's a trophy.
We don't know what that's like.
I know.
Here at the Jillin podcast.
We'll be like, should we just call this episode Not Trophy Wives?
We're the kind of girls that have to get really good at blowjobs to make sure.
Yeah, totally. We have to have skills, otherwise we're out. Bye-bye. I don't even follow you on Instagram. Sorry, that one hurts, I know.
Thanks, Christina. I appreciate that.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. I'm over it.
And then, But it was kind of funny because, but we hung out for, what? I got there at, 7, and we didn't even really, we kind of kissed a little bit when I first showed up, but then we didn't start, making out till, 2 in the morning. So that's 7 hours of just talking and getting to know each other.
That's a long time.
And then we started to get a little snuggly on the couch when we were in our pajama pants. And then, I kind of thought he was going to kiss me. And then he was like, do you want me to kiss you? And I go, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Why did I say that? I know. I'm such an idiot. He's like, wow, it doesn't matter. Wow, okay then. And I was like, oh no, I mean, it does. I mean, I do want to kiss. I don't know why I said it doesn't matter. I was like, it doesn't matter.
Nerves and wine.
It was nerves.
Is that another podcast outside? It is, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
We gotta
Alright.
go. So the sex was good. You had sex.
The sex was amazing. Everything was great. The next morning was really nice. Good snuggling. He has a comfortable bed. He has those blinds that don't let any of the light in. Oh, wow. It's so different to date men above the poverty line. It was just a different experience.
He didn't have a towel covering so the sun wouldn't come in.
He didn't have towels for blinds. Yeah, those towels just make their way around a comedian's apartment.
Did you have morning sex?
Yeah, we also had morning sex.
I love morning sex.
And I did notice that he snook away and he either brushed his teeth or used mouthwash. Yeah. That's the home court advantage, man. But yeah, it was cute. And guess what? The texting has not stopped. Even though we've slept together, we're still talking. That is success right there. That is a successful sexual adventure.
These are really the only standards we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to keep texting me?
It's like, oh my God, we're still going to talk after the sex? This is so new to me.
Christina, I'm very proud of you.
Not a ghoster.
And I'm sorry that these two podcasts were a little bit short. We're so busy.
I mean, we're so busy. Yeah.
We promise longer ones in the very near future.
In the near future, yes. We are going to be out of town for a while.
We may have some guest hosts.
Yeah, we might. We're going to be. We both have some cruise ships coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
Much love to Paul.
We love Paul.
Happy birthday, Paul. Yeah, thank you. All right, we're out.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.